Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me again, Asan. You're a life coach, your business coach, your selling coach. Anyway, let's get to the business. So today I'm here about sharing some knowledge about how to be smart while being silly, how to look silly while being smart. In other words. So, in a country like Australia, for example, the kind of market that we're dealing with, like in Melbourne, for example, or any kind of any part of the world, because we are pretty much diverse, whichever part of the world you go. Any metro cities, any major cities in the world, which are considered as some kind of business hubs. So basically, how to get over language barriers and how to build a rapport with someone who's not really understanding, who's not really able to communicate in the language you really want to communicate in. Of course, it's a barrier, and he's a potential client. You can't overlook such a massive potential by just overlooking and just focusing on the crowd, which is able to communicate in your language. Like in Melbourne, for example, the recent example I will take. For example, Chinese are bringing a lot of money, and people are preferring the hirers or the employers are preferring bilingual people. And bilingual means, in their definition, someone who can communicate in English and Mandarin or Cantonese, not not French, German, and English, not Hindi or Gujarati or Punjabi or Vietnamese or anything like that. It has to be Mandarin and English, which is making selling very challenging, marketing very challenging for those people who want to attract the clientele who's struggling to communicate in English. So I got a few tips. Okay. First of all, subscribe with those channels on YouTube where you got free access to the language exchange programs, and you can at least you can get to know about the basics of Chinese language or Mandarin. Get to know a little bit about the Chinese map. What cities are there in the north? What cities are there in the south? The general geography, demographics of throughout China, and like for example, there's no such name as Chinese language in any language that's spoken in China. So they're actually called Putonghua. Putonghua. Guangdonghua is actually spoken in Guangdong, which is in the south. In the rest of China, or in the majority of the Far East Asian countries, you got Putonghua or Mandarin as one of the major languages. So even if you don't know much, just learn just basics, just bits and pieces, just to build a rapport. And believe you me, it does a lot of magic. It does magic. It breaks a lot of codes. It breaks a lot of locks. It decodes basically the personalities, and the tone changes, the attitude, the behavior changes. The people you're going to be communicating with, once you show a bit of interest in the language, they can easily communicate. They can use a lot of apps which are available now, where you can just talk in English and it will automatically translate into Mandarin, and they can understand it. So you can have some sort of communication. What you need, being a good marketer or seller, especially in one-on-one, is someone who is polite, someone who's humble, someone who's approachable, someone who is just respectful. Simple as that. You can be a respectful human being while not being 100% able to communicate in their first language. All right. I've seen a lot of people, they just have a bit of an attitude of, just getting over this barrier. They have a bit of an attitude. They sort of look down on those people who can't communicate in their language. Well, that's your issue. That's not their issue. They got the money and you need their money for your business. Simple as that. So you're not in a position to give, you're in a position to take. Okay. So you tone down a little bit. Okay. And at the very same time, not just Chinese market, I'm talking about Indian market, I'm talking about African market, throughout the world. Just bits and pieces of every language that's majorly spoken in your city. Just the bits and pieces, just to break the ice. And once you've broken the ice, you'll tell me how quickly it can build the bridges between the two communities, which is you and them, and somehow, at some point in time, you can take it to the point that they can get you business. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, remember one thing: we as humans, we need respect. Okay, we need respect. Oh, according to the Trinity theory, need for affiliation, need for power, need for achievement, and need for affiliation. That's one of the needs: affiliation. Everyone, every human being that's around you, regardless of what color skin that he is, what cultural background that he comes from, he deserves respect, which you are supposed to provide. Okay? So try this next time. Try to get a bit of an understanding of each and every culture, each and every language in your area that you are targeting, and get into the social events which are organized by that particular community. And slowly you'll find out how many leads you can generate, how many people you can attract. But you can't. This is something you can't just overlook. That I can just be approachable or communicable in just my own language, which is primarily English, not in any other language. It's not going to work, my friend. All right. So think about it, and put your comments underneath, and give me a feedback, because your feedback is very important. It's an oxygen for me. All right. Just put your comments underneath, and let me know about your thoughts and experiences, so we can probably find some common ground and take it to the next level. All right. See you next time. Ciao.